Hi, my name is Chinhuei Liao. I'm a doctor. I practice in Northern California, and I'm the president of Taiwanese American Center of Northern California. I was invited to attend a conference here so we can all learn about our next generation in United States. I was born in Taiwan. I came to the States in 1976 as a student. First I went to learn a master's degree from Johns Hopkins. Then I came to California. I attended UCSF as a PhD student. And then I went in to do my clinical training and started practice medicine. I'm an internist, a geriatrician. I also had training in oncology. Coming to the States the first time, it was really a shock because of the culture, because of the language barrier. I still remember when I came, as a student. It was, I was a graduate student, and a lot of classes are conducted as like seminar, and everybody is expected to speak up, at least to express your opinion. At least I knew the topic a lot, but it was so difficult to express myself. And, at the end, I still remember at the end of that semester, I went to talk to my mentor. And the comment he gave me was that, you did very well in all the exam, but I never seen you speak up in a class. How would I know how much you know? How would I know you actually how good you are? So that was so frustrating for me, and especially after I became a doctor, I think it was still, even, I was able to speak English quite fluently, but it was still a problem, in terms of, cultural difference for me to be really able to relate it to the patients, to be able to understand how they feel, to be able to make them know that I'm really concerned about them. So that also takes a while for me to, establish the doctor-patient relationship. But I think the most important thing is that, if you are very sincere and if you are good at what you are doing, you will succeed because you gain the confidence, even they are not Taiwanese. But I remember one patient actually told me, you Taiwanese doctors are the best doctors. And I was so proud of myself. First, of course, I was involved in a local community. If people who are sick, people who are dying, even toward the end of their life, I volunteer to take care of them. Then from the local community, I began to volunteer in Taiwan. I went back to Taiwan many times, to go to the Aboriginal communities, to basically, also take care of the sick people. And then from there, then I began to go to Thailand, Cambodia, also to do some volunteer work as a physician. It's interesting. Actually, I started giving talks on health-related issues. I also volunteer to do community work, take care of older people, take care of people who are dying, and gradually I get involved, and that's how I initially how I get involved. I think, been here for such a long time, I would say that, of course, that the longer we stay away from Taiwan, the more we think more about Taiwan. Especially every time I go back to Taiwan, I feel like, I was at home. Even I've been away from Taiwan for so long. And, I really would like my next generation, like my parents, my kids or my grandkids, they know where they came from. And they still can identify them, not just American, also as Taiwanese. I want them to learn more about Taiwanese culture. At least they know how their parents came to this country, how their parents go through all the difficulties and stay in this country and even became successful to some extent. How can you get involved in TAC activities or any kind of Taiwanese activities? I think that's a big issue that we are all trying to figure out, because as our generation is getting older, we don't know how much longer we can stay and continue to work, continue to show us or show you, how or the process we went through. And this is a time I would like to pass on to our next generation when we are still able to. If I want you guys to come to TAC to volunteer, I want you guys to learn more about Taiwanese culture. I want you guys at least, to know, if you can, more about the language. So we can always be proud of being an American Taiwanese. Yeah, I would say, be proud of yourself. No, you are not different from other people. As long as you work hard, you are going to succeed. As long as you work hard, people are going to appreciate you. What matters is not your race. What matters is how much you know the language, how much you know the culture. What matters is that you had a heart. And that's very gentle, and that's full of love. And I think that's what's important for you. And never forget where you came from, where your parents came from.